Magandang tanghali MPC, magandang tanghali Chief Presidential Legal Counsel and Spokesperson, Secretary Salvador Panelo.
Good noon, MPC. New hairdo for Ina. Wala si Pia again.
They're going to the Ilocos event.
What's there in Ilocos?
Some bridge road.
Bridge opening?
Yeah.
Question, sir?
Thank you very much. Happy Friday. Ay, Thursday pala.
Masyado kang advance, ha?
Question, sir? Question? Okay.
Oh, ano na?
MPC question, Nestor, first question.
Sir, Secretary, good morning.
Yes.
Supreme Court Senior Associate Justice Carpio is urging you to retract your statement when you said that China is, quote, in legal possession, unquote, of the South China Sea because by saying so, you abandoned the 2016 Hague ruling.
No, what I meant was in constructive possession. I was making an analogy dun sa 10, di ba sabi ko, kung you have 10 hectares, you don't have to be in the entire 10 hectares. You can still occupy one place and you have legal possession. Analogy lang yon. What I meant was constructive possession. The way Secretary Esperon and Secretary Delphine explained that they are in positional advantage, which means actually they are in constructive possession by reason of the installation of military, what do you call it, camps, airport, installation, whatever. In other words, they can do something to protect what they claim to be their territory.
So, Sir, China...
She was not listening. I was not referring to the entire, to that particular, that was an analogy.
Any follow-up question, Nestor? Number? MPC? Same topic or other topic? Same. RJ?
Sir,
May follow-up lang si Nestor, okay? Nestor.
O siya nga pala,
Sir.
that reminds me. Nasa si Joyce? Ng ABS-CBN. Wala, no? Joyce? Hindi mo ginamit yung aking statement sa yung sa Bicoy. Nilabas nyo lahat yun except the statement of the palace. Oh, ano? Si Joyce, hindi malaman kung ano yung sasagot. Paulit-ulit sa ANC pero wala yung statement ng palace. No. Yeah, on the Bicoy, di ba sinabi ko? Wala. Sinabi lang doon yung Solgen, tsaka yung... But,
Sir,
Okay.
Sir,
ano, sandali lang. Ha?
Sir,
Hindi lumabas sa ANC, paulit-ulit sa ANC. ABS-CBN din yun eh.
You have to go on record to say that, to counter that. Just allow that to say.
Okay.
Secretary.
Sir, balik lang tayo kay Nestor. Doon sa tanong ni Nestor.
Just to correct it.
Okay. Joyce, please.
Tagapagtanggol lang
Sir, for the
ABS-CBN
record,
si Joseph
I already reported your statement on that. I
I was
reported
rep-
it on
No, I was
the
referring
TV Patrol
to,
Gap.
I was referring to ANC.
Sir,
since that's
you mentioned my
ABS-CBN,
name, sir. You were
Ano?
looking for me. You particularly mentioned my name.
Kaya
That's
nga.
why I'm
Yeah, because
responding, sir, that I already
because
reported
it
it.
was you who was present during the ambush interview.
Yes.
So it was
I
your
already
duty.
Yes,
it
sir.
was your duty to tell ANC about that report. But
Thank you,
it didn't
sir.
carry it, so I think you neglected it, or perhaps ANC totally ignored your report. Anyway, basta we repeat, the president has nothing to do with it. It's the duty of the Soldier to review cases brought to it for consultation. And the president does not interfere with the function of any department, offices, or agency unless there is a charge of corruption. That's the only time he comes in. to the picture.
Okay. Thank you, Secretary. Nestor, balik tayo kay Nestor.
Clarify ko lang dun sa legal possession because your statement the other day or yesterday was, quote, there's such thing as legal possession as far as China is concerned, sa kanila yon, and they are in possession kasi they can enforce it. Iyon ang punto.
Hindi. Ang ibig sabihin nun, apart from yung sinabi ko na kanina, as far as they're concerned, it's theirs. It's theirs. Bakit ba hindi natin maintindihan yan? Paulit-ulit na sinasabi ni Presidente. They, according to them, they own it. As far as they're concerned, legally, it's theirs. Eh tayo naman, as far as we're concerned, it's also legally ours. Kaya nga nagkakaroon ng conflict kasi both of us are claiming. Ang problema lang, as the President repeatedly said, and as stated also by the two security defense officials, they are in positional advantage. Kami ni Presidente, they're in possession, constructive possession because of their military hardwares situated there. Yan ang ibig sabihin nun.
So what you're saying now, sir, is China believes they are in legal possession of the
Hindi
South
ba?
China Sea.
They've been saying that. Kasi by historical right now, they've been there all the while. Kaya hindi ba sinasabi nila? In fact, yan nga ang argument nila. That's ours.
But are we recognizing it, sir?
Of course not. We're not. As far as we're concerned, we've been ruled to be owning that portion of territory. Or we have exclusive right to particular territories. The problem there is, gaya na nga na sinabi na natin, yung Scarborough Shoal ay dineclare na traditional fishing ground. Eh pinagpipilitan naman ni Justice Carpio, hindi pwede yan dahil atin yan by reason of the provision in the Constitution. At sinasabi naman namin, correct, but then, sabi na nga natin, sublimated yun dun sa unang provision to serve and to protect because it might trigger hostilities that will endanger the lives of our people. In addition, as we said, the Constitution also provides that international law is part of the law of the land. So kung yung arbitral ruling, sinasabi na pwede dun sa Scarborough Shoal, which is within the 200 nautical miles, di nare-recognize din natin. Ba't nila pinagpipilitan sabihin, hindi natin nare-recognize kasi yan ang Constitution. Yun din ang Constitution natin, nare-recognize natin
Nestor, okay na. Si RJ muna. Siya yung... okay. RJ, please.
Sir, the President in his SONA said that PAGCOR Chief Andrea Domingo should push gambling some more. And he said that after he commended her agency's high revenues. Does that mean, sir, that he will now lift his moratorium on new casinos?
I think he was referring to online gambling that is legitimate.
We want
He
more
was
of that.
against noon yung mga illegal gambling. Di ba? Ang daming pumasok noon. Kaya pinatigil niya.
Of course, he's against that, sir. But we have moratorium on new casinos, licensing new casinos. Are we open to
That would
lifting
be
that?
the logical consequence of what he said.
All right, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Balik lang tayo doon sa sa tanong ni Nestor. May follow-up yata si Joseph tsaka si Alexis. Okay na. Other issues? Tina.
Sir, si Congressman Rodriguez filed the concurrent
Who's
resolution.
Congressman Rodriguez? Marami yata Rodriguez na.
Cagayan de Oro City.
Si Congressman Rufus. Yes, Rufus.
Sir, concurrent resolution number 1 which seeks to change the economic and political provisions of the Constitution. Although the President did not mention some of the key economic bills
How will he
pushed by the
amend the constitutional provision? Congress? Kailangan Constituent Assembly muna. Or CONCON.
So, tinathumb down niyo, sir, yung proposal.
Hindi. Sinasabi ko, how can he make that proposal as a member of Congress? Baka sinasabi niya lang na, we want to... Pero kasi sinasabi niya, he will introduce amendment to the Constitution?
Yes, sir.
Himself? Cannot do that.
Under his proposal, yung phrase na unless
No,
otherwise
what I'm saying is,
provided
as
by-
member of Congress, he cannot do that alone. it's House of Representatives and the Senate convening itself to a constituent assembly to amend the Constitution. That's the time pwede niya ipasok yun. Kasi ang dating sa akin parang, I will introduce a law that will amend. Ganun ang dating sa akin ng statement niya.
So, kailangan magkaroon muna ng constituent
Correct.
assembly, even if it's a concurrent resolution number.
Oh, kahit na concurrent, there's no such thing as concurrent plan. The resolution lang yun. You do not amend the Constitution by concurrent resolution. You amend it by way of a constituent assembly, introducing amendments to the Constitution and ratified by the people, or by a constitutional convention, or by the initiative of the people.
Okay,
That's the only way, or three ways to amend it.
Thank you, Tina. Sir?
Then, if that is just a proposal by him, then it's a proposal. Pero he cannot do it by way of passing a law amending the provision of the Constitution.
Okay, Tina. Thank you, sir.
But anything that will benefit the Filipinos by way of amending certain provisions of the Constitution, we will always be in support of that.
Sir, follow up lang, sir. Greg Gregorio po from TV5. Sir, one of his proposals is to, one of Congressman Rodriguez's proposals is to alter or amend the term for senators and congressmen. For senators, he wanted to be 27 senators, three senators per region, 4-year term, and up to 3 consecutive terms, and 4 congressmen, 4-year term up to 3 consecutive terms. Your
We will
reaction
leave
on
that to
this?
the judgment of the people in a plebiscite when such proposed amendment is submitted to them for ratification.
Sir, sabi nyo last time, pinapaubaya nga po natin sa mga mambabatas yung talks for charter change. But after this House Bill Concurrent Resolution, pumalag po agad si Senate President Tito Soto saying na hindi nila papayagan yung ganitong proposals from Congress. Mukhang hindi po agad nagkakasundo. Your comment on that, sir?
Kung hindi sila nagkakasundo, ano magagawa natin doon? Pero kung magkasundo man sila, yung taong bayan pa rin mag-decide whether or not they will extend the term or limit the term of senators and members of Congress.
Thank you, sir.
Okay na, Derek. Thank you, Derek. MPC? Alexis?
Secretary, si Attorney Gadon just said na he's planning daw to file impeachment against Vice President Leni Robredo.
Di bahala siya sa sarili niya. Sa kanyang diskarte yun, hayaan mo siya. Every citizen has the right to do anything legal in under the Constitution. But whether it will succeed or not, it will prosper or not, is another thing.
So hindi makialam yung palasyo sa...
Hindi naman kami nakialam eh.
Pati daw...
Palace never intrudes into
Pati
the
daw
domain of
si-
other branches.
Pati daw si Justice Carpio gusto daw niyang impeach for supposedly encroaching yung presidential authority with regard
O di
to the
magsama silang
South
dalawa.
China Sea.
Ano ba naman? Basta kami, we will not. Hayaan na lang namin sila.
Okay.
Let Congress decides. Trabaho nila yun eh.
So wala kayong position on that?
Wala kami doon. We'll just watch in amusement.
You will just watch in amusement.
In other words, we will not interfere. Let them do their thing. If they want, they can do everything not illegal.
Sige, Sek. Salamat.
Joseph, then RJ.
Sir, have you seen the draft complaint?
The what? Complaint
Draft
of?
complaint of Gadon against the
No.
vice.
I have not.
As the
Baka plano, hindi ba sabi niya plano pa lang, di wala pang draft.
but you wanna see the draft though?
Not interested.
Okay, anyway, sir. Yun pong sa kay Justice Carpio. There and also si Secretary Lorenzana, meron pong reports na may dumadaan doon yung Chinese warships, I think 4 times.
Saan?
Sa Sibutu Strait, somewhere in Tawi-Tawi. So technically, that's our territorial sea, no? Do you find anything objectionable to the passage of a Chinese warship?
I will leave that to the Secretary of Foreign Affairs. That's his turf.
Bakit, Charing?
Siyang Secretary of Foreign Affairs.
So, no opinion whether that is objectionable or
I will
not?
leave it to him.
Not concerned daw, sir?
No, I leave it to him. I don't want to preempt his statement on that.
Okay.
That is courtesy to a fellow cabinet member.
Or fear? Nothing. Okay, sir. Yun muna yung nalala ko. Wait.
Okay. RJ?
Sir, is the president dropping his promise to double the salaries of teachers after he said it
di
will
ba
just be a little bit
Di ba he
bigger?
touched that
Yes.
in his song? Sabi niya kasama dun sa
But
standardization.
what he said was just it will just be a little bit bigger. That's far from doubling the
Ang
salary.
ibig sabihin ni Presidente, habang wala pa yung budget, yan muna. Papunta tayo doon. Diba? Ilang beses niya na rin sinabi yun eh. Hinahanapan nga ng source. Pati nga yung DBM, naghahanap eh.
All right. The point is he's not
Oh,
dropping.
definitely.
Okay, thank you.
Love niya mga teachers eh.
Thank you, RJ. MPC. Chen.
Meron ba? Meron? May announce naman cabinet meeting?
Hindi, sir. Hindi. Yung soundbite purposes lang, yung pong 51% na ratings that you... Okay.
Yeah,
So,
we're pleased to note that the rating, for the first time, the cabinet improved by from what? From good to very good. That should propel us, or members of the cabinet, to be inspired to work harder and help the president achieve his goal of uplifting the status of the Filipino people, give them comfortable lives, give them peace and security.
Thank you, Secretary. Follow-up doon, Jen. Follow-up lang. Direct. Sige.
Sir, is the President satisfied with the performance of the Cabinet? Will he still pursue the minor revamp of the team?
Yeah, I already responded to that. I said, maybe he was referring to one, the transfer of Secretary Piñol and the creation of 3 departments, which mean he will be naming 3 new secretaries. So in that way, that's a revamp. Oh, parang gano'n, reorganization, revamp. Well, wala naman siyang binabanggit eh.
But is he satisfied?
Tsaka hindi naman nanggaling sa palasyo yung revamp, di ba? Oh, galing sa kanya. Baka meron siyang, I don't know, anong naging basis niya. Hindi ko narinig si Presidente.
Sir, but the President is satisfied with the performance of the Cabinet as of now?
Oh, haven't you heard him praise and commended members of the cabinet heading line departments? Di ba? That means he's satisfied. He commended them publicly.
Thank you, Jen. Balik tayo kay Derek ng Channel 5. Greg, sorry.
Sir. Sir,
Pampagising lang.
Sir, din lang po ulit sa salary standardization. Sabi po ni Secretary Dominguez, the government can afford to implement pay hike. Do we have a specific figures na po ba and possible source for the SSL 5?
Then, sinasabi niya, cannot afford as of this time. Kasi nga, kaya nga exactly, naghahanap tayo kung saan natin kukunin ng pera. That's why ini-increase nga natin yung tax. Diba?
Sir,
Kaya nga gusto ni Presidente na, nagdagan mo ba yung online gambling legal casino para marami tayong makuha. That is why he urged also the Bureau of Customs to improve on their collection.
Sir,
Napuri niya pa nga, dahil Grab Retail nakakuha pa ng 365 billion something.
Sir, pero ang sabi po ni Secretary Dominguez, the government can afford. So, kaya daw po.
Can or cannot?
Can.
Oh, di lalong magaling. Kung can afford. Can afford pala. Ang intindi ko sa'yo, cannot.
Pero sir,
bakit mo pa tinatanong kung can afford?
Sir, I'm asking if...
What's the basis of your question then?
Sir, I'm asking if we have a specific figure.
Sinabi na nga ng Secretary of Finance na Ken di meron. Ikaw talaga.
You mentioned before yung budget for teachers, di ba?
Oo nga.
How much was it?
Hindi, yung sa teacher, sinasabi kasi ni Secretary Abuelon, kung idodoble mo kagad, mahirapan tayo. Kaya kailangan parang staggered. So, pag sinabi ni Secretary Dominguez na can afford, he refers doon sa mga sinasabi rin ni Secretary Abuel.
But no figures still, sir. But no estimate kung magkano.
Hindi ko alam yung estimate. Si Secretary Abuel siguro alam niya.
Thank you, sir.
Salamat, Greg.
Nanay mo ba, teacher? Baka uncle. Hindi rin. You will be a teacher then.
Oo. Joseph? Balik tayo kay Joseph.
Sir, two pending enrolled bills. You only have 2 days before it lapses into law. Yung isa, yung security of tenure, any direction from the president if he's going to sign it?
Doon sa security of tenure bill, merong suggestion si NEDA Secretary Pernia. Bakit kukonsider ni Presidente?
How? Anong magiging process, sir? He has an enrolled bill that he's studying.
Kaya nga, baka certain provisions will be vetoed. Consistent with the proposal.
Line
Bakit naman
item?
hindi? Kung meron dong provision na niririakan ni NEDA Secretary Pernia, baka hindi niya palusutin. But naki-presidente pa rin yun, hindi natin alam.
No, sir. Ang sa line item vetoing is allowed only in the budget. Sa law is either you like it or you don't, right? So, given that...
Pwede rin. Bakit?
No.
Pag veto?
Line veto sa... magbabawas ka sa law? It's either yes or no lang. Line lang, sir, sa budget is allowed.
Yes. Oh.
Pag sa law is either you like it or you don't, di ba?
O kaya nga, kung if the President feels that the observations of Secretary Pernia is a good reason to vetoing the bill, he will. After all, if you veto the bill, members of Congress can always introduce amendments or pass another bill for the signature of the President. So, depende. It's the President's call kung yung suggestion ni Secretary Pernia, he will heed.
Sir, is it true that there are people lobbying sa Palasyo not to sign it? Because I think, I don't know, Senator Joel is saying that may mga naglalabi sa Palasyo for the President not to sign the security of tenure law.
Ang alam ko, may nababasa ako sa diary ng mga opposing it, mga business sector.
Pero walang
Siguro
bumubulong.
they will be affected by it.
But, kasi sir, this is a campaign promise, is it? Or is it one of the key projects of the President? How is he going to then balance his own words, promise, versus the interests of the businesses?
In other words, hahanap ka ng win-win solution. Kung ano yung opposition ng business sector, pwede naman hanapan ng compromise yun. So if he will veto the bill, then a member of Congress can introduce another one with the win-win compromise solution. O, di ba? Everybody happy.
Okay.
Oh, enough follow-up.
Sir, just to be clear, are you saying that the President is inclined to listen to the advice of the NEDA Secretary?
What I'm saying is the President is always open to suggestion. He rationalizes. If he feels that signing the law will create not beneficial effects to the major players, he might consider vetoing it. But if he does not feel that way, he will sign that into law. Ganun naman si Presidente.
So hindi pa pala, sir, certain because there's just 2 days
No,
left.
hindi pa natin alam kung. He's just open to all.
Okay, thank you, sir.
But the buck stops in his table.
Other topic, Nestor? Balik tayo kay Nestor.
Sir, the President previously mentioned that the freedom of information is one of his priority legislative agenda. Why did he not include it in his fourth State of the Nation address, considering that FOI Executive Director Chris Ablan said Malacañang asked that it be included in the President's speech?
Kaya siguro hindi na kailangan dahil meron na nagpupush dun sa Congress. Last, ano pa yan, di ba? Last 3 years ago pa yan.
The President still supports
Oh
the
yes,
bill,
of
sir.
course. The fact is he issued an executive order on freedom of information precisely to show Congress that it takes only political will to do that. And he showed it by example.
Thank you, sir.
Maraming salamat, Nestor. Badet? Mike, please.
Secretary, meron na po bang kapalit si Agricultural Secretary Manny Piñol?
Wala pang nababanggit si Presidente.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
NPC? NPC, questions? Okay na? Oh, so Joseph. Okay.
Sir, yung tobacco excise, sabi ng DOF kahapon, parang nag-commit
DF?
DOF, sir. Parang nag-commit na before it lapses on the 27th, the President would be able to sign it.
Ay baka nakausap niya si Presidente.
We don't know, is that from your level, sir? Na,
No, wala pang nababanggit. Hindi. hindi ko alam kung nagkausap silang dalawa. Kasi kahapon wala naman siya doon sa the other day parang wala naman siya doon sa local officials meeting.
NPC? Okay na? Okay na. Okay. Maraming salamat, Chief Presidential Legal Counsel and Spokesperson Salvador Panelo. Balik tayo sa Radyo Pilipinas at PTV.